I'm gonna take you into Eric's Pickle Boy Space. So Eric Heep is our wizard sound technologist who developed this interactive musical environment. Hey, Pickle Boy.
Hey, Pickle Boy. Hey, Pickle Boy.
There we go. And now I'll record. Feeling that? Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm gonna hit record here. And now our track should be loaded onto this website. And it keeps a running list of, I don't even know how many, but these are the past 40 tracks that people have recorded.
My name's Eric Heep. I guess my scope is anything from like sound design, putting speakers into the exhibition, also creating technology for us to use in the exhibition. Pickle Boy demo tapes was an idea thought up by Christopher Brodsky. Me and him were co-artists on this room, and I dealt with the interactivity and the experience design and the sound. For this experience, it started with the idea. And this is one of our we call it IAV, which is like interactive audio, video space. So we had access to like more interactive technologies in most rooms. Whatever they play, it gets normalized and then sent off to some server. And then there's a QR code in the room where they can download their track. One of Christopher Brodsky's ideas is like he wants people to be able to make albums in this room and to just go there and spend a lot of time, and we think you actually could. I'm trying to add a lot more depth to it too so people can really explore it. Right now I'm actually doing a bunch of upgrades to it, and right now I'm adding lighting sequences for all these different vibes that I'm adding to it. This is the Rat's Melody vibe, and I added a way to like switch the vibe to other ones. And then the guests have like a backing track to play against, right? There's a certain amount of programming I can do here, but when it comes down to it, I need the actual thing in front of me. And so for this project, a lot of it happened in the space. Where I was in the space, it was a pretty late night, and I'm just like programming away and adding like one feature and then trying out the feature. And maybe I like it and maybe I don't. And then I kind of like nudge it a little bit, and you just kind of keep doing that until it feels right.
How many little budding musicians here are you inspiring?
I know, right.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's all in the name of, or in the interest of giving guests agency in the creative, right? We like want them to be a part of it and to feel empowered and to be inspired.
I love it.
Yeah. Not just to take this in, but to participate. Wow. So we call this space the Amalgam. And in each of our Meow Wolves, we like to give our artists a big latitude to just improvise and play. So this wasn't fully planned out in advance. I mean, obviously the structural elements had to be designed as part of our architecture and facility design, but on top of that, we let our art team, our internal Meow Wolf artists, come in and just explode into a space like this. All the wall treatments and everything glued to the Amalgam is done in real time and not over-planned, not over-budgeted or over-thought. Okay, let me get this.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see where this whole thing is going to. You said this is Eric's room,
Yes,
right?
yes.
How do you even walk into a place where there's a visual artist who's made a thing, and I don't know, how do you even start to glue it together sonically?
You maybe had some seeds of ideas in advance of the installation, but the idea was to come in and respond to the space with the composition. And I think that's a beautiful approach. Our timelines are tough in that regard. We couldn't do that for the whole exhibit. We have to have a lot of our design work done, in concert with the creative as it develops, but in advance of installation. But a space like this was designed to be improvisatory and to be reactive to creativity and input in real time.
This is the first time I've done like such large scale composition for a space in terms of actually making music in a space. I mean, so many hands touched it. I was included in a lot of meetings early on about what the space is about. I brought up this idea of the hum early on in the room. I remember I was trying out sounds, and Chris Hilson, who is one of our core artists here, was up on the Amalgam in a ladder, and I was messing with the hum, and I kind of like looked at it and was like, yeah, I don't know, I think I like that. What do you think? And he's like, well, do you like it? It's like, yeah, I do. All right. Like, it was that kind of feedback, just having that much trust, and knowing that if I just like follow my gut, right, they're gonna be just as jazzed about it as I am. This thing I call the zipper is some sort of particle granular synthesis that I'm doing to these ice samples. And for some reason, me doing all these different effects sounded really cool. And so I ended up using it. And so, yeah, everything's being generated live. Like, I think if I... So just like patches on patches inside of here.
Okay, in this room, how many channels do you have?
Looks like 26 plus a couple subs.
Can you just mute it?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Sure.
Gosh, that's so weird.
Amazing negative space, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then unmute? Wow, that is so cool.
I know. Yeah. I mean, there's a metaphysical weight to all the audio content and an emotional weight that like really creates the immersive environment for a space like this. If it's just silent, you're sort of like out of context. Does anything make sense anymore? But as soon as you put that on, I love how this space is like a little like unsettling, and the ruins is very sonorous, very musical, very kind of emotive. And the contrast, I feel like, makes for a dynamic experience as you go through the journey. If there's even more sound in here.
Oh my god, this is an inside.
Yeah.
Wow. This is unbelievable.
Pretty sick, right?
Wow.
Lipstick.
Gosh, even the lighting and the, sawtooth wave or something that's happening here?
Exactly, yeah. I think he even like split the partials of the sawtooth wave into different speaker configurations.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's no metric or like a quantifiable way to say this is finished. Like any other piece of art, right? You just kind of like go off your gut instinct until now this is fun. Well, I think this is fun. Yeah, it's like a whole process for sure.